Crotch shot. How's it going? It's Gary here, guys. I just thought I'd do a little video while I'm looking particularly fucking beautiful, by the way. Thank you, ladies. We're going to be doing a lot more uploads of Instagram videos in the next coming weeks because we are about as busy as a bloody band can be. But I want to say to you that if you do like anything that we're uploading, then please do like, please do subscribe, but most importantly, leave a comment, even if it's something like decent band or I was there, that's me, throwing up in my shoe at the edge of the dance floor. Or even if it's just something to say, hey, that drummer looks like a cross between Jack Whitehouse and Kelly Jones's dad. Or that singer looks like Tom York crossed with a scarecrow. That'll be me then. Just the comments are king, honestly, guys. I just wanted to thank you very much for your recent likes and all your interaction that you've been having with us on the socials and that. Facebook and Instagram are our main ones. We do upload longer form videos to YouTube, but we just find that the snippets, nobody wants to watch a full gig from, the most of the videos that I do are like from behind my head, so you can see my bald patch, because people, I think you guys would be more interested to see what the dance floor looks like from the stage out than you would like having a camera pointing at the stage. I just think that would be, we're a fun, I think we're a fun band to watch. We're all very, what's the word, kinetic? That means movement, yeah. We're all very animated when we're playing, but what's the point in watching a band that's really animated if you don't get to see what the dance floor looks like? Because at the end of the day, you're the guys that are booking us, so you want to make sure that you're booking a band that can keep a dance floor absolutely at fever pitch. To steal a phrase from our agent Andy Donnelly, just at fever pitch. And we don't. I try not to, as much as possible, edit the videos. I like to just put out what happened on the night. Yeah, I see a lot of people. I'm not going to go down this road, but listen, we don't want to be the ones to just go, well, that was a shit night, so here's a clip of the best 30 seconds. Because we don't have shit nights anyway. So if you're seeing a 30-second clip, that's usually just an average of how the night went anyway, okay? So the other thing is, I try to put up clips of different songs all the time, because listen, I'm not going to BS you guys, because you're fucking awesome people, and mostly you've got great music taste, especially if you're booking Three Card Trick, but I don't want to just put up clips of Mr. Brightside, Proud Mary, 500 Miles, and Belter, and Loch Lomond, because you don't even have to be a good band for the dance floor to be busy for those songs. Do you know what I mean? Everybody's going to dance, even if it's a DJ. It might be a crap DJ. I know a lot of great DJs, but even if it's a bad DJ, everybody's going to dance to those 4 songs. We've got this kind of stockpile of songs that are just like, what do we call them again? I think we might just call them belters. It's just all songs that work, as well as Belter by Jerry Cinnamon. So I don't want to put up videos that are just the same songs all the time, which is why sometimes you'll see us putting up stuff of like the Slosh, just to prove that we can do the stuff for the aunties and, the grannies and that. But obviously, being a band that's about the average age of about 36, we don't favour playing that music. If it was up to us, we wouldn't be doing like Neil Diamond all night or like Amarillo and stuff like that. But we do still enjoy playing it, because to be fair, like I enjoy playing anything. People say to me sometimes, oh, do you not get bored playing Shang-a-Lang and Sweet Caroline? And I'm like, if the dance floor's busy, I don't give a fuck what we're playing. Sorry about the swearing, by the way. I'm a little bit informal tonight because I'm on, well, I would say it was a day off, but I did just finish a gig down at the Wolf. But it was just me on my own playing mostly my own music, like my original songs. So I didn't really feel like a day in the office, you know what I mean? So when we upload the other videos that are not your standard wedding stuff, not the cheesy stuff, which would be, I think in recent times we've been uploading stuff like Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, I think one from St. Luke's and the Winged Ox in Glasgow last week was a bit of Korn. Now, we don't impose that music. It seems like we're like a heavier band than we maybe are, but I just love the fun. playing a wedding and yet you're playing Freak on a Leash to a packed dance floor, because that's what the bride and groom's into. But by the same token, we still upload videos of us playing like Uptown Funk, or I think there's some stuff of us playing like the odd Ed Sheeran song from back in the day. I'm just trying to say the variety's still there. It's just the fun factor of uploading a song that you wouldn't normally hear at a wedding. Like I say, Freak on a Leash was one of them. There's a lot of Killing in the Name and stuff like Thunderstruck, like Rage Against the Machine, AC/DC, Blink-182, Green Day. We upload a lot of that stuff. But, we also upload a lot of, there's a lot of clips of Shania Twain, Taylor Swift and things like that. Like, all you've got to do is look at our repertoire to realise, right, how the hell do these guys pick, like, 35 songs to play in a 3.5 hour gig? And it's like, I'll tell you who we pick them, spontaneously, because we just show up. I'll be honest with you, we've got maybe the first 5 or 6 songs are pretty standard. They're pretty much the same every night, but the reason for that is not because we're going through the motions. It's like, because we've been doing this for 14 years as a professional wedding band, and then you've got all the years of just playing pubs before that. So we've been doing it for a long time, put it that way. And over that time, you start to realise not only what songs are working, but what combination of songs are working. And there might be other wedding bands watching this now going, fucking, I've got to write that down, I've got to steal those tips. And you know what, you're welcome to, but just remember who you're stealing them from. The fucking Mac Daddy. Gary here from 3cardtrickuk. And I stole all of these tips from my Mac Daddies, which was other bands who were bigger than us when I first started. So you kind of steal a little bit. I take it on like Noel Gallagher style when he's writing songs. They are original songs, but he's taken bits and pieces from, everybody thinks they're like the Beatles, but I mean they're actually more like Slade, T-Rex, Rolling Stones. That's what Oasis really sounds like, I think. But anyway, so the way I put together a set is I take bits and pieces from what I've seen other more popular bands when I first started doing, and just kind of made the set list my own and made the songs our own, with regards to, because we're a 3-piece band and we don't have keys, we don't have second guitar parts, we don't have a female singer. This is why I always make this joke of like, we'll do Shang-a-Lang, but it's always going to sound like the style of Green Day, because that's the music that we all loved and were brought up on, we came up on, when we're learning. Well, maybe not Gibby, he was always into Dream Theater, he was the drummer. He is the drummer from the band. So me and Dean especially were brought up in like, we weren't brought up on it, what I mean is, when we were coming up learning guitar, this is the stuff we were listening to: Oasis, Green Day, Blink-182, Foo Fighters, Rage Against the Machine, Busted, McFly. So subconsciously, everything we play, even if it's a cover of like Sweet Caroline, we're going to err on that side of it. So it's going to end up sounding a little bit like that anyway. But I hope that's a good thing for anybody who's into rock music, or even even not even rock music, just like pop rock, like the Killers. That's pop rock at its finest, really, isn't it? So the Killers are really, I find them to be like a dance band. They're not a dance band, but they're rock, but with dance elements. Most of the hits have got that 4 on the floor, coming out of my cage, and when you were young. They've got that 4 on the floor beat, which is just amazing for keeping the dance floor busy. And that's something that we tend to do as well, even with songs that didn't originally have that. If we were playing something like Amarillo, show me the way to, it'll still have that like pacey beat to it, and that kind of, we call it a 4 on the floor. You might have different terms for it. But anyway, at the start of the night, we'll always start with, obviously the first dance. It's kind of by definition called the first dance because it's the first dance of the night. And that's a song that you guys can pick for us to play live. Or if you choose, we can have it on Spotify and we'll play it through the system. I definitely would recommend that if it's something like Whitney Houston, because nobody needs to see this guy trying to sing Whitney Houston songs when I sound like Rod Stewart going face first through a meat grinder. But it works for me. In fact, I have been told that I have a voice like Rod Stewart going face first through a meat grinder, Gary Barlow getting run over by a steamroller, and one of my favourites was, Gary, you have a voice like a junkie's carpet. Well, maybe that's because I'm doing 300 gigs a year. All right. So anyway, to start the night, we'll do the first dance. Crazy little thing called Love by Queen. That is just, I think almost every wedding band plays that song, and they also mostly play it very early on in the night because it kind of gives you a good idea of what mood people are in to dance to stuff, to dance. Like, you don't want to be playing all the small things or basket case early on because that's not everybody's cup of tea. But Queen is pretty much everybody's cup of tea. And speaking of which, the second song is usually Superstition by Stevie Wonder. I mean, who doesn't know and love that song and that guy? Third, we usually do Shut Up and Dance by Walk the Moon, just because, and Dean sings that one, by the way, and he's brilliant at it. And that is to just kind of up the pace a little bit after Superstition. Then after that one, we usually do I'm a Believer by the Monkees, and then All Star by Smash Mouth, right? And that's two songs in a row that are from the Shrek soundtrack, because I think when you play I'm a Believer, people kind of remember it, especially in recent history, from the film Shrek, which was a cover by Smash Mouth. So they were already in the frame of mind, where do I know this song from? And, oh, is that Shrek from you? And then you play All Star, and everybody's on the same page, kind of mentally. It's just a weird way that you kind of feel things out on the dance floor when you're watching. From our perspective, you see the dance floor and you see how people's brains are reacting to the music you're playing. So it goes All Star, and then after All Star, what do we normally do after that? After All Star, we might do something like Maggie May, or actually we haven't done that for a while. After All Star, we might play something a bit poppier, like just like, because one thing we love doing is getting everybody to this kind of 90s and noughties pop nostalgia zone. If it works, it doesn't always work, but a good way to tell if it is going to work is to play something like Just Like a Pill by Pink, which again Dean sings and he's great at that as well. So if people dance to Just Like a Pill by Pink, we might move into something like, one of my favourite songs to play at the moment is Pure Shores by All Saints, and I think we're really good at it. But like I said, it's just kind of working out whether the audience are on side, like if they understand what zone you're in. Because if that works, then we might do something like, let me just get my iPad. Right, I got my iPad, sorry. So we might move on after that and do something like, I actually switched up the set recently, because we have so many, like fail-safe, that's one of the words that we use. We've got the fail-safe set list, but because we've been doing it for so long now, we've got so many, we're filling up that last hour of the night with so many like banger, that we had to like move some of those bangers to like the first set, the beginning of the first set. So now we're playing, like I said, Crazy Little Thing, Shut Up and Dance, and then we had I'm a Believer and All Star. We've got Daydream Believer as well there. That's another one by the Monkees. Again, I've also started putting two songs by the same band together because I always just feel like, I mean, I always did this before, but I'm really focusing on it now because I feel like if the dance floor is full for the Monkees, I'm a Believer, then they might also like Daydream Believer. I mean, it's kind of obvious thing, and most of any other musician or wedding band watching this would be like, well, obviously, but it is obvious, but you don't always put these obvious things into practice. So we're making a concerted effort to do that. And we also have like certain blocks of songs that we know always work in a certain order. So like I was saying there about moving bangers up to the front set in the beginning of the night, we've got Waterloo by ABBA, closely followed by, in fact, immediately followed by Does Your Mother Know by ABBA. I don't want to ruin, I'm kind of putting some spoilers in here right now, just in case you guys have booked us for your wedding and you don't want to know what we're going to play. These are kind of fail-safe bangers for the beginning of the set that we're doing recently. We've got Amarillo. Brown Eyed Girl is always one that's right up front, and I don't think we've ever put that later than like the first 20 minutes or half hour. Then once we've got those out of the way and everybody's like, oh, it's a three, because I feel like there's this perception, oh, it's a three-piece rock band. Are we going to like what they're doing? Or should we just go and, like, if you're over 50, should we just go and sit at the back or go through another room? But we've got to kind of put everybody in the frame of mind of like, oh, they are playing something for everybody. They're not just going to play Kerrang stuff all night. So we can, in a way, in an ideal world, on a great night, I always feel like I'm lulling people into a false sense of security. I know that sounds a bit weird to say, but I like to make everybody comfortable with what's going on. And then when you've got like 40 minutes in, if it's going well, which obviously it usually is because it's fucking three-card trick you're dealing with here, then I might chuck in like all the small things. And I've recently started putting a little bit of a Katy Perry song in the middle of all the small things, and it works perfectly every time. The band were like, how the fuck did you make that happen? Did you make that work? It's because it's in the same key and the same tempo, and there's almost nothing needing done chord sequence wise that makes it weird. So I won't tell you what Katy Perry song it is, but you'll have to come and see us or book us for your wedding. So after Blink-182's All the Small Things featuring Katy Perry, we'll usually go into, well, we always go into American Idiot, because as I said, if people like Blink-182, they're almost always going to like Green Day, right? And that's not a universal thing. I know I'm going to get some fucking comments going, oh, just because you like Blink-182, I fucking hate Green Day, or the other way around. I'm firmly in the Blink camp, but that's like, I'm talking about, I love Blink 10 out of 10. One of my favourite bands of all time. But Green Day are also one of my 10 out of 10 bands. But it's like one, iota of enjoyment behind, okay? And then we might have a bit of fun with a Bee Gees song called Tragedy. But I always introduce it as a step song, just because my banter's pish. And then we might chill it out a little bit there. We'll take it back to the 80s with Tears for Fears, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Because you got the Bee Gees and Tears for Fears, and then you got Billy Joel, Uptown Girl. And then, sorry, I misspoke earlier. That's when we might take it up to some of the 90s and noughties. Like just pop rocky stuff. So like I said, Just Like a Pill. We have tried, Poker Face, we've brought back. Because I just think Poker Face is a bloody amazing song by Lady Gaga. Not only that, but we are amazing at it, if I may say so myself. There's another new song that we tried recently called Round Round by Sugar Babes. I love Sugar Babes. Right? I'm not allowed to say that as a blues guitar player or a rock guitar player, but I do love a lot of pop music, especially from the 90s and noughties, because I'm 40 now, so that was the kind of year, those were the years where I was taping Top of the Pops to try and learn this Oasis or Stereophonics song. And yet the Sugar Babes or Spice Girls or Pink might have been on. And I'm like, you know what, that's pretty cool. Because I just like songs. It doesn't necessarily have to have a ripping guitar or solo or anything. I just love songs. As you'll hear with my original material as well, I love a good chorus, and I love trying to write brilliant choruses. And I don't hit the nail on the head all the time, but neither does anyone. Even Noel Gallagher, one of the best songwriters in the world, he's got some shiters, you know what I mean? Right? Just Like a Pill. And then another one that I think we're working towards being good at is Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield. Again, this is a block of songs that we put together that are mostly in the same key and tempo, so it keeps the dance floor busy. So we play Unwritten. If it's still going, that's a little bit of a slower one. So if people are still dancing, then we'll take it right up to modern pop and do a bit of Dua Lipa, Don't Start Now. That one's kind of not, that one's been a bit hit or miss, and as Dean, our bass player, said, if we'd been playing that song when it first came out about 2 or 3 years ago, or maybe 2 years ago, it probably would have worked. But pop music moves so fast these days that I think people have forgotten about that one. That's the one that goes, if you don't want to see me dancing with somebody, ba-ba. That's the Dua Lipa song. So some people don't even remember it, never mind want to dance to it. So anyway, about that point in the set, it's probably time for a slower tune. Everybody likes a wee ballad, maybe once every 45 minutes to an hour. So Dean started doing Somewhere Only We Know by Keane. which is a great song. Or we might do, at this point, we might do, so I'm scrolling down now because you see we do a slow song maybe like once an hour. Oh, I might do Nothing Compares. I am actually pretty good at that one, if I may say. There's a video on YouTube of me doing a cover, an acoustic cover of Nothing Compares to You by Sinead O'Connor. But it was originally written by Prince. Did you bloody know that? There's a bit of trivia for you there. Island in the Stream's a good wee ballad-esque number. Or, one of my favourites recently, I'm With You by Avril Lavigne. I'm a 90s noughties kid. You just can't get it out of me. So yeah, I think that's probably enough for today. That's about 20 minutes. So thanks for watching. I can't even remember what the point of this video was. Oh, it was to ask you to like and subscribe and comment and all that shit. But I just went off on a tangent, revealing all the dark secrets of setlist construction, which is probably 101 information to any other musicians or wedding bands watching right now. But hope this has been of info. I hope you understand. I hope you've taken from this how passionate I am about what songs to put in and what order to put them in. It's something that I think we're really good at, and that can only come from years of trial and error. And trust me, there's been a lot of errors over the years. Like, for instance, you might think it's a good idea to start the night with Mr. Brightside, but what the bloody hell are you going to play at 11 o'clock? You know, there's some songs that you need to save till a bit later in the night. And I always find it funny when people come up at like half past 8 on a wedding gig and go, can you play Loch Lomond? Or can you play 500 Miles? I'm like, yes, in 3.5 hours time, dumbass. I don't actually say that, obviously, but it is kind of one-on-one that you would save those songs till the end. And things like Proud Mary as well, you don't want to be playing too early on. What else we got? Take On Me by Aha. Alan Partridge's favourite song. What else? Wagon Wheel recently, you want to be adding to the last set. And I'm not going to give away any more shit, but there you go. Thanks for watching. Like I said, comment. It helps the algorithm. Love you. Bye.